child, you would wait and watch from far away.
こうやった
You
よ
always
ただ
knew
ひた
that
すら
you'll be the
妃先が
one that would quiet their old pain.
Hello everyone, Rogex here to bring you part 2 to What If Deku was Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Now, I changed the name from What If Deku had Scorpion and Sub-Zero's powers to What If Deku was Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Because, well, one way I'm doing this, it makes more sense to name it that, and it's just way more fun. Yeah, so we'll start off in part 2 when they reach Dagobah Beach, where they see it littered with garbage and Small Might over there. As he asks young Bakugo, "Are you ready to inherit 1-4?" As Ketsuku replied with, "Yes, All Might, I am ready," as he pulls out one of his hair and says, "Eat this." As all three of them looked at him like he's crazy and very confused, as he explains that you need to ingest a bit of All Might's of his DNA to inherit the quirk, as he explains that to them. As she does, which is then All Might then says, "It will take a few hours for 1-4 to fully awaken within your body. Now, until then, your training will be to clean up the beach." As they get to work. And it's very interesting on how they're doing it. Katsuki's just exploding it with her quirk. Izuna's melting it with his acid. While Izuku is lifting it up and giving the garbage to Katsuki and Izuna to, as what I just said, as All Might questions him about this, as Izuku simply explains, my ice would be useless to actually clean up the garbage, and if I use my fire, the whole beach will become glass, so... yes. Alright then. Continue. As... well, they do this. And by month 5... they finished up the beast, and now all 4 of them start combat training, as Katsuki can use about 6% of 1-4. As well, during one of their combat trainings, Izuku did something that even Izuna and Katsuki didn't know he could do. Okay, sorry guys for that sudden pause. I had to go do something. Now, okay guys, I'm back again. I'm trying to make sure my house doesn't burn down here, guys, so I have somewhere to live in, so you can get these awesome videos. So where was I? Oh yes. Izuku did something they didn't expect he could do. the floor he was standing on, and almost all of it was covered in a layer of ice. And this ice field was so sudden, as well, Izuna attacked his brother during on the ice field. But when he did, it turned out to be a ice statue, and he was somewhere completely different. As Izuku just simply says, this is a move I like to call ice field. While this ice field is in play, I can teleport, but I leave behind ice statues of myself. Then All Might, along with Izuna and Katsuki, tried to catch Izuku, but they couldn't. All Might almost got him, but yeah, that didn't work. As then Katsuki got off the ice field and started lobbing explosions, not at the ice field, but up in the air, as Izuku was confused by this, as then it came down, aiming at him, as Katsuki says, I call this artillery barrage. As if you know what artillery is, yeah, with 1-4 enhancing her explosions quirk, she can use her quirk as an artillery attack. As her artillery barrage destroys the ice field. Which is, as All Might concluded the sparring session for the day, and they continued sparring for the next 5 months. As we get to the entrance exam, as President Mike is explaining everything, as Ida still does his whole thing, about the President Mike not explaining the 0-pointer. As Izuku got put into City A, Izuna got put into City B, and Katsuki got put into City C. As they all make a fun little bet to see who'd get the highest points. As while waiting for the entrance exam to start, Izuku noticed a brown-haired girl looking nervous. As he tries to walk up to her, as then he's stopped by Ida, as Ida says, distracting someone while they're focused is highly wrong. As Izuku just said, being nervous also can make you lose your focus the worst. As he just walks away from Ida. As you hear the doors open and President Mike yells, "Go!" as well. The teachers who are spectating notice Izuku destroying robots left and right with his ice part of his quirk, as Nezu asks, Aizawa, bring up that one's information. As Aizawa does, and Nezu reads, Izuku Rosewood, quirk, fire and ice. No, you know what? His quirk isn't fire and ice. I'm gonna name it Scorpion and Sub-Zero. His quirk is called Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Because I can and it sounds cooler. As they read the information, as Endeavor's also there, as Endeavor is surprised by the information that this kid is also has a fire and ice quirk, as he thinks in his mind, this one could be trouble for my dear Shoka. As Nezu exclaims with a shocked expression, this kid, if he was a villain, he'd be a true monster. As well, he racks up a good amount of points. As he stops, as then he hears the ground rumbling. As well, he turns to see the 0-pointer. As he remembers from the presentation that 0-point is just an obstacle you need to avoid at all cost. And Izuku doesn't want to waste energy on a robot he could destroy very easily. As well, before he's about to walk away, he hears a scream for help as he turns around to see the brown-haired girl stuck on the rubble, as Izuku says, screw it. As he uses his fire, one fireball instantly disintegrates the lower part of the 0-pointer's leg. As the brown-haired girl braces herself for her death, as it never comes. She looks up to see ice. As we get out of as we leave the brown-haired girl's perspective, and what the other students see is just a giant ice spike going through the 0-pointer. As we go back to the teachers, as they're amazed that he's so well fit for combat with his quirk. As Endeavor looks at the scale of the ice pillar, and it's bigger than what his daughter can make, as he asks, what are this kid's drawback on his quirk? As they all look at Izuku's information again, as Aizawa says he has no drawback. as they're all shocked and scared that a crook this powerful has no drawback whatsoever. As we go back to Izuku, as he grabs the brown-haired girl and she says, "Thank you." As don't mention it, Izuku says while carrying her, and Recovery Girl's at the gates waiting for him as she saw what happened. As Izuku put her down by Recovery Girl and then walked off. As we skip to when Izuna, Katsuki, and Izuku are at the front of UA just talking. As we come to Endeavor and his daughter, Shoka, as she notices that her father is staring at that green-haired boy. As she just thinks, he probably doesn't like him. I may make him my friend and just to spite my old man. As Endeavor and Shoka walk off, while Izuna, Deku, and Katsuki walk in the other direction. As yeah, we will skip a few weeks. And the acceptance letters come in. And I'm gonna put it bluntly. Izuku came first, with a total score of 550 points. Katsuki came second, Izuna came third. As we'll get to the morning of the first day of UA, as Izuna and Katsuki thought it'd be fun to play a little prank on Izuku as they leave extra early. As well, Izuku finally wakes up to see his brother and Katsuki gone. He asks Mitsuki and his mum where they went, as they say they left extra early for some reason. As Izuku simply got dressed in the UA uniform and went off to UA, as he gets to class and sees Katsuki arguing with Ida, as he simply holds up his hand and touches Katsuki's ankle as she jumps. As soon as he touched her, she instantly felt cold burn. And for those of you who don't know what cold burn is, it's basically you're so cold it actually starts to burn you. As soon as she landed on her back, Izuku just started laughing. As Ida says, "It's not that funny." No. Let me rephrase it. Ida says, "Hey, don't do that to a classmate." As Izuna comes next to his brother laughing, saying, Come on, stuck up, that was hilarious." As Katsuki got up, not angry but very annoyed, saying, What was that for? As Izuku just says, that was for leaving me at home. As he just walks off to find a seat at the back of the classroom. As Aizawa wakes up and says, "Alright, quiet down. I am your homeroom teacher, Mr. Aizawa. So, put your PE uniforms on and meet me in the training grounds." Ida stood up and said, "Sir, what about orientation?" Aizawa turns around, annoyed, and says, "Orientation is a waste of time. And I can teach my class any way I want. Now get going." As we get to the change room, as Mineta still peeps through the hole, as he stares at, as he sees Katsuki, as she notices him and explodes the wall he was peeping through. As now there's just a giant hole. As Ida yells, "What was that for?" As Izuna just says, "He was peeping, so he got what he deserved." As Izuku is chuckling at this and leaves the change room, as everyone follows, Ida informs Ozawa about the situation that happened, and he just doesn't care. He'll just have it to be paid. And Ozawa says, "Rosewood." As Izuna and Izuku looked at each other and said, "Which one?" As Aizawa, this annoyed Aizawa and said, "Izuku, you got first on the entrance exam, so you will go first." As we come to Shoka's point of view and said, as she thinks he got first on the exam, his quirk is that powerful? As he grabs the ball, goes to where he chucks it and chucks it. But as soon as the ball left his hand, the ball ignited on fire and just zoomed through the air. As Aizawa read, 600 meters, not bad. As the whole class is shocked that one throw got him 600 meters. As well, Katsuki went next, and she got, well, because of her enhanced explosions due to 1-4, I'm gonna say she got 850 meters. As then we come back to Shoka, as she thought, if that Katsuki chick got 850 meters just in this one test, then how did Izuku got first? I'm so confused. as they go through the tests. And come on, be honest. In the running test, no one beats Ida. As yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stop it here, guys. Next is gonna be the Heroes vs. Villains training. And I have something very special planned for that. So, comment, like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, along with, I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep calm, keep cool, keep gaming. Rogue X out.